evening. Today I'm going to introduce our optometrist from Hospital Tuanku Jafar Cermat. She's Puan Asma, and then we are going to interview her for the topic of the non-compliance to the contact lens and the contact lens complication. First thing I would like to ask, in your opinion, based on your previous experiences, what are the mistakes or the non-compliance that are done by the patients?
So far in our clinic, normally we prescribe the hard lens. So rarely we prescribe the soft lens. So the complication is rarely happens.
Happens.
Yes, complication of contact lens is rarely happens because of the side effect of contact lens itself, because we use the RGP lens.
RGP lenses.
That's why it's on the
RGP
safe
and
eye.
the rose K lenses.
Yes, all the material of RGP. So that's why the complication is less lah compared to the other lens such as the silicone, hydrogen and soft lens. They claim they done very well. They follow all the schedule, but it still happens. But after the investigation, we ask the question, and then they say that they try to extend the wearing duration. Supposed to be the contact lens should wear for 1 month, but they try to extend the wearing till 1 month plus. That's why I think that's the thing for the lens care. Because all patients here is the RGP and the keratoconus wearer, so they are first time wearer, and then the education is all from us. So we do the advice and all the contact lens complication. Actually we already advised the patient. So all the mistakes we try to avoid. So all the mistake is zero lah. So far. If the outside, what they refer to us is cornea ulcer lah. Normally for the serious one, we only have the serious case referred here. So for the normal complication, it's like SPK, and then the dry eyes. That's the common problem due to the the improper, and then the red eyes. The optometry medicine, normally we ask them to stop the contact lens first, and then they are on the antibiotic. They are referred to the ophthalmologist. It's not under our supervision first. And then normally they came to us after the eye is already healed, and then they want to know whether they can continue with the contact lens. It depends, because we are referred to the grading scales. So if Novas, F1 grading scale. If the Novas is not that bad, still in the normal side, less than 2, we can consider with the contact lens on. They still can continue if the Novas is the scale is 2 and more. The grading scale 2 or more. Normally we ask patient to stop the contact lens first, and then normally we want to see the patient after 1 month. After 1 month we see first, and then if the Novas is resolved, then they can continue with contact lens, but the wearing hours will be reduced.
If the patient with the dry eye and the contact lens is like almost too tight, the tightness, and then can we suggest them for instead of stopping the contact lens wear, can we suggest them to use the refatting agents like that?
So the dry eyes and the tightness of the contact lens is different. So if the dry eyes, so after some time the contact lens will grip the eyes. That's the thing we put instead of the revetting drop. But if tightness. Not because of the tightness. I'm saying that if because of the dry eyes. So at the first time, if you instill the lens, so the normal there is a movement. If the patient with dry eyes, after some time the contact lens will grip the eyes, so no movement at all. So it will cause lots of complication after that. So if that the kind of cases, then we prescribe the riveting drop. If due to the contact lens itself, so normally we want to know whether the eyes is dry eyes or the contact lens tightness. Normally we instill the drop, so we see the movement of the lens. So if it's tight, so because of the contact lens is tight, it will grip the eye. Even you put how many drops you put, the contact lens will not easily to move. We advise what will happen if you not follow the hygienes, the guides of contact lens fitting, everything. So if all the complication actually had been told to patient before they start the contact lens wearing. With the complication, depends on the complications. If the dry eyes, reduce the wearing hours, and then change the lens type, and then use the riveting drop. If the complication, let's say, else like the red eyes and the novas and the keratitis or what, so it depends on the grading, but it's still it's more than 2 in the nephron grading scale, so we suggest to stop first, and then we assess, and then if it's success and reduce, then need to reduce because maybe the patient is really sensitive lah. So for me, depends on the job lah. If the vision is very bad, so need the very good vision. So of course they need to wear goggles lah. Goggles and then with the contact lens on, but they have to test whether the goggles can, does the water can still move in, can go through the goggles. So if need to choose the best goggles for them lah, if they really needs the contact lens.
My name is Salah and currently I'm with Dr. Nafrid, an optometrist in Hospital Melaka. And today we're going to interview doctor regarding contact lens complication. So doctor, can you tell me a bit about what is the disease or condition that can be happen due to contact lens complication?
The most dreaded complication of a contact lens wearing is of course corneal ulcer. Other than that, patient can also have chronic ocular irritation, can have levator dehiscence where they have ptosis. They can have a lot of dry eye symptoms as well. But like I said, the most dreaded complication is corneal ulcer. Poor contact lens hygiene is a major cause of poor corneal of a patient developing corneal ulcer. Prolonged contact lens wear, poor ill-fitting contact lens, and then a contaminated contact lens solution. All those are the factors of corneal ulcer.
So are these which is corneal ulcer can lead to blindness?
Yes, if corneal ulcer remains untreated, it can cause devastating effects whereby the entire cornea can develop severe infection, and it can even progress to endophthalmitis whereby there is infection of the entire eyeball. And if it heals, the patient will have residual corneal scarring. However, if the patient presents early, we are able to treat, and usually the patient will respond well to treatment. Depends on the size and the location of the corneal ulcer. If it's a very small corneal ulcer that is at the periphery, we can treat the patient as an outpatient basis, and we prescribe topical antibiotics to the patient, and we advise the patient use the eye drops every hour. However, if the lesion is very big, patient will require admission to the ward, whereby patient needs antibiotic around the clock, usually every half an hour. Even throughout the night, they will need the antibiotics. And sometimes patient might also need IV antibiotics if it's very severe. The most important thing is practice good hygiene. Otherwise, if the contact lens is not clean, the patient can easily get infection with the eye. That is the main point. And also make sure that you don't wear contact lens longer than the stipulated number of hours. Do not swim with contact lens. Do not keep your contact lens solution or your contact lens casing in the bathroom. do not swim, do not sleep, and do not wear more than 8 hours a day. And make sure that if the contact lens has already expired after 1 month or 3 months or however the duration is for the particular lens, please do not use it.
I think that's all for the interview session, and thank you Dr. Nafin for your time.